Christmas music, everybody? Are you tired of Christmas music? I am. It's outdated. It's outdated. It's not with contemporary times. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. What you saw, young man, is sexual assault, okay? I'll see you in prison, Santa.
Comedy Cellar, how you feeling?
Happy Kwanzaa for all 4 black people in here.
I couldn't wait to see the Oscars. I wanted to see Kevin Hart hand out the award for Best Animated Short.
I have a Jewish friend. She's like, for the holidays, they brought back Schindler's List to theaters. We should go see it. And I was like, yeah, let's relive the magic.
Just laugh, you motherfuckers! Laugh, goddamn you!
What are you doing for Christmas?
I got my daughter this unicorn that shits glitter. It was like $100.
How is that $100? How is that $100?
Bro, it's Japanese, man. They're charging us. It's retribution for World War II. They make all this great shit and then they charge twice as much. It's just what it is. It's just the truth.
I needed to watch this, honestly.
No, it's not watching. I'll just show you.
I
just got it. Poopsie Slime Surprise Unicorn Rainbow Bright Star.
This is not a thing.
It's called a Poopsie.
This is not a thing.
That's what I got my kid.
Bro, you're not a good dad. Like,
What do you mean?
You can't give her this.
Bro, that's all kids know at that age. So why not make poop
And
fun?
she came to you, your daughter came up to you and was like, Daddy,
No.
I want the $49.94.
It's $49.90. Did I order it fucking twice? It was $100.
It's $49.94, dude.
Well, I guess I got an extra one for your kid if you
Your
want.
daughter's gonna have shit all over her.
I got a second shitting unicorn that she can have.
If you love Christmas, you're gay. Everyone's like, I wonder what it'd be like to be gay. It's not sucking dick, it's everything during Christmas. Every goddamn thing you do. We're gonna put the star, the presents, you know, it's gay. Presents are gay. What's behind that pretty box? You know, it's gay, it's all gay.
All right, I promise I did not wear this for SantaCon. Did you guys see those people today on the street? Those disgusting fucks? I call it the white people whose parents pay their rent pride parade.
Santa is Muslim. Think about it. He's got that long beard. He's got that long coat. He's got to take a sleigh because they won't let him on a plane.
The pressure's on now for the Christmas gift, right? Are you guys dating a long time? 3 years. It's gotta be good. The first year you can get away with like one thoughtful thing and like a butt plug with like a ha-ha. But seriously, let's try it. The second year you gotta spend a couple hundo. Third year? Fuck, I don't know. You live together? You don't even live in the same city? I just keep telling her you forgot it at home.
Well, Kevin Hart's job hosting the 91st Academy Awards lasted just 2 days. Hart stepped down following an outcry over previous homophobic tweets.
Raise your hand if you give a shit about Kevin Hart's 2011 tweet.
The tweet, the joke, is kind of a hacky joke that black comics, male comics on the urban scene were doing for years. Yeah. Tracy Morgan was forced to apologize for almost an identical joke a few years ago.
That's absolutely right.
It's a hacky old joke. My son
There's also this sense like we fight for equality so that people recognize, shit, I'm not gonna do that anymore, that was wrong, and then we punish him?
He's evolved, let him
exactly.
go.
There's certain hacky subjects that are done over and over again in any particular time in comedy.
Right.
There was a time when it was really cool to do jokes about fucking kids, you know? All right, maybe in England. Anyway, but yeah, all the time.
Kevin Hart stepped down from hosting the Oscars, and now he can get back to his regular job, being the groom on a wedding cake.
I feel like we all used to be more homophobic than we are now. Like, I remember in high school, I used to call people gay. I used to be offended when people thought I was gay. Now that I'm, like, older and aging, it's more of a compliment. You know, people are like, are you gay? I'm like, only culturally, like on my father's side, but not practicing. You know, it's weird.
Kevin Hart's old tweets causing a big controversy. I think, oh man, what's gonna be offensive in the future? And then I worry about the thousands of comedians that have called me a pussy. In 10 years, they're not gonna have jobs. was thousands a believable number of...
Only good thing about winter is that it's cuffing season, and your girl was a cuffing season all-star. Because this is when my people, and when I say my people, I mean fat. And if a single one of you white women comes up to me after this fucking show going, "You're not fat, you're beautiful," bitch, I know that. One does not cancel out the other. We've all seen ugly, skinny people. Quit fucking with me. But this is a special time of year where skinny chicks take a knee because they can't keep anybody warm at night. I've been on Pinterest stocking up, recipes, getting that Netflix queue ready. We finna cuddle, okay? Laying next to me with an electric blanket, you'll never leave.
And the president making it clear today he would be willing to shut down the government right before Christmas if he doesn't get $5 billion for his wall.
Yeah, if the government shuts down, will the bridges close?
No.
Oh, so who gives a fuck?
Did you see they put doors on the tunnels of the doors?
The doors have always been there.
No, that's new for the fucking Sandy shit. They put that on. I don't trust it.
Why would they want to lock you in the tunnel?
It's a great purge.
That is a good purge. Maybe that'll happen with the government shutdown. Just a purge. You have 24 hours to kill anyone. Who would you kill first in this club?
I don't know, man.
I put one right between Pete Lee's eyes. Bang. See ya. The nicest guy in comedy.
I don't trust him,
Watch
dude.
his head blow up and explode into fucking little bouncing gummy bears.
You know my vice. We don't know his vice.
I don't know his vice. He's too nice. His vice is kindness. He's got to go.
We should kill Pete Lee.
Let's lock Pete up in the tunnel, close the door. He's done.
My whole thing is why don't we just cut funding for Trump? They can do that, right? Just pull the plug at the White House. I don't know. He can't tweet if he can't charge his phone. That's what I'm saying. He'll just be walking around the White House like Milton from Office Space, when they promised me a wall.
Congressmen have it better than anybody I can imagine. What other job can you think of where if you can't do your job, you get a vacation? There's no doctor on the planet that's like, "That's disgusting, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to Maui." That's not how jobs work.
I see the headline and I go, the government's going to shut down. I was like, well, clearly this should be the main story, don't you think? It's 8 headlines down. Oh, the government's going to shut down. And you're like, well, this doesn't mean what I think it means. And then the lead line in the story is, the government will run out of money on Sunday. I don't think I understand the government or money, to be frank. The government's going to run out of money on Sunday. Why are we just talking about this now? It's Tuesday.
Over the years, Kwanzaa has become an ideal occasion for people to learn about African American heritage and culture.
For all the white people that don't know, black people are actually pretty split on Kwanzaa. Half of us celebrate, and half of us are like, "Yeah, I know Kwanzaa, all right? She got in a fight with my sister. I had to pull her weave out, okay? What'd she say? She say something? Did she say something, though?"
I think Kwanzaa was invented for black people because there was no way black parents wanted to let a white guy in a red suit take the credit for all their hard work. My mum's an African woman. There was no fucking chance. She was not having a white guy taking the credit. All our presents had her name on it. I bought 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 it.
The Dow dropping nearly 700 points at the lows of the day, closing down about 500 points.
We need to just prepare ourselves for volatile markets.
Do you guys own stocks?
I have a SEP IRA, but I don't even really know what that stands for.
Are you incorporated?
Yes.
Then you can be doing more than an IRA. You got to talk to the accountant about this.
Okay.
Because an IRA, you're only allowed to put in a certain amount each year, and it caps off. But as a corporation, this is so boring. I'm the boringest guy. No one is happy when I show up. Nobody ever sees me show up in this club and go to that table and is like, "Oh, great, now the party's started."
My friends are getting ready. They own their house. They have kids. They have funds. They'll be like, "Andy, what's your retirement plan?" And right now, it is to walk into the woods. That's all I got. Just kind of wander into the wilderness, see what happens. My 401k is to walk 401 kilometers, so.
I'm so broke. Right now, I should have a job. But I'm here on an artist visa, and the only work I'm allowed to do is stand up. I can't get a job in a bar or a supermarket, but I can do arenas. I know if times get rough, I just have to fill up a stadium.
The stock market took a beating this week. I'm shocked it's not married to an NFL player. People are protective of athletes. It doesn't matter that women are getting beaten. All they care about is that the athletes don't get a bad name. Don't speak up. Stay silent.
The back of my neck just started sweating. Because I'm in menopause. Menopause is when Mother Nature tells you your leaves are brown. She's very clear. She's like, you don't have to die, but we don't need you. So, like, do whatever you want.
PETA is trying to get people to change the way they talk. They've begun a campaign asking the public to use more animal-friendly phrases.
So you can't say, like, bring home the bacon. You have to say bring home the because it's a dead fucking pig.
There was a meme. There was a meme which showed a picture of a black man being lynched and a pig being hung. And I'm like, how the fuck are you equating a hanging man with a fucking pig?
The song "Strange Fruit" is actually about baby back ribs, and there have been a lot of.
I love animals, and then I eat them, but I love them, and I want to be in PETA idealistically. But PETA they tweeted that you can no longer say things anymore that aren't vegan language. You know, like you can't be like, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? You can't say that. But the problem is that PETA tweeted this out on Twitter. Twitter is a bird. Twitter is an imprisoned electronic carrier pigeon. Yes. And that is bird slavery.
This is how little I care about birds. This morning, I had a chicken omelet. Is it possible to dominate a species more than to eat the mother and child on the same fucking meal? I didn't even do breakfast, then lunch. Same meal. Whole family, the whole family. I killed 2 birds with 0 stones.
Cop on the horse, how ridiculous. Why do they have jobs? Can they do real cop stuff? Like if I stole your wallet and ran, would they be like, yeah, jumping over stuff? And they can't arrest you because there's no room. Right? They're not gonna be like, you're under arrest, get on. And you're like, what? How do we do this? Do I hold your waist? I'm not comfortable with this. You just hold on. Stop resisting.
As a meek man, I'm actively intimidated by Judy Gold.
Nothing makes me laugh more than when Judy is furious about anything.
That's why she's funny all the time, because she's always furious about everything.
Makes me so happy.
The holidays suck, because all these people have to fucking ruin it with their fucking food prick. I can't. What about the gluten-frees? Where are my gluten-frees? Like, who gets excited about not eating gluten? Seriously. Every time I bump into a gluten-free friend, every time, they're always eating some sort of cake or brownie. And I'm always like, hey, what's going on? I thought you were gluten-free. Oh, I am, Judy. Well, what's that? It's a gluten-free brownie. Really? Wow. Well, what does it taste like? It tastes exactly like a regular brownie. Really? Well, what's in it? Well, there's no eggs, there's no butter, there's no processed sugar, there's no white flour, and there's no chocolate. Try it, Judy. Tastes like a piece of cardboard with black Sharpie on it, okay?
The thing about Matt Broussard is he's too good looking to be a comic.
He looks like a Ken doll.
I know.
But he also is a great artist, a great sculpture artist. Like, he's way more creative in ways you wouldn't think of.
It's not fair.
Girlfriend and I have been going out for 3 years, and we recently hit a big milestone. She got an IUD, which has been very exciting. Thanks. Any IUDs in the room? No? Couple? I'll come around with the metal detector later. I didn't know about IUDs. I didn't really know how they worked or anything. And the women in the room, you already know all about them, but I'm a man, so I'm going to explain it with more confidence and less accuracy. So, IUD is great because it goes up there, and then you can leave it there for like, is it here? I'm like a Texas senator. I'm like, I don't know where it is, and I don't want to know. No, it goes up there or whatever, and you can leave it there for like 10 years before it turns into a diamond, and it's great. Here is my favorite part about the IUD. A doctor told me this. There is not a consensus in the medical community as to why IUDs work. They just know that they do. So as long as we're throwing out theories here, I think it's kind of just like an Olympic gymnast holding the Iron Cross, just like, I got this, just focus on your career.
What are you doing?
I don't know. My kid turned 1, so like, do I buy him gifts?
Yeah, one, you could buy him shit. You could also, though, like, you know what?
But why would you buy a 1-year-old? He's not gonna remember it.
I guess it's really for, like, you know, like your family to open the gifts and, like, just take pictures and shit.
Yeah, my family's dead.
Oh, yeah, well, that sucks. Well, my kids, her mom's side is, like, legit Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Like Brooklyn, Puerto Rican.
Like my father, Bronx, Puerto Rican.
100%, like Uncle Dennis.
Yes.
One of her aunts gave my daughter, who was 1 at the time, a baseball wrapped up in aluminum foil. And she was like, the baby could play with that, like she could move her head, and she could move the baseball like that. It's legit. The baby gonna push the baseball around with her head. That's what, I'll never forget that.
I'm Jessica Curson, and I'm from South Orange, New Jersey. I grew up in a house where my mother saw clients in the basement my whole life, so I had to be quiet every day. She was a therapist, not a whore. Unfortunately, if she just sold her body, I could have gone to the summer camp I wanted to. I was going to school for a master's in social work, and my grandmother called me over one day, and she said, you need to be a comedian. Every time you're sitting with people, they're laughing. And I listened to her because she had a lot of money, so I did anything she said to do. And now I'm miserable. You have to fake confidence. You have to sell yourself to the audience. Like my mom should have sold herself to clients. Selfish bitch.
Everybody clap your hands for Jessica Curson.
I only take ecstasy when I go see my family because it makes me love them. The last time I took it, I ended up motorboating my Aunt Sheila. It was so horrible because she was sitting Shiva, but she had brisket all over her chest. And I'm a binge eater, so I just went, she has great tits. I tried mushrooms once. Have you ever tried mushrooms? You love them? Psychedelic mushrooms? You thought I meant mushrooms? You fucking idiot. And how about you? Have you tried asparagus? Who's had salad? Oh! You really thought I was asking if you've had mushrooms? She's a judge? Jesus Christ. I love that you're laughing right now. Yeah. She's so embarrassed. Do you want me to fart so you feel safe? I tried them once and the guy goes, take
the whole bag. Take the whole fucking bag.
Trust me, you'll see a lot of shit. So I did, because it was vegetables. I had the points. Do you know that for 6 hours I saw my sweaters flying out of my closet at me? They were folding themselves in midair. This is not a joke. And then a goat came by and fucked me, and ever since then, I have loved feta cheese. Some of them shut down already. They're not gonna come back. You know, oatmeal is healthy unless you add 6 cups of brown sugar. Then it becomes pie. You had a miniature fucking pie for breakfast and told 2 people you had oatmeal. You're a liar.
Happy holidays, everybody!
Hello, honey.
This is how little I care about birds. This morning, I had a chicken omelet.